Hey everyone, this is Alan Redman, co-founder of Streamline Landlord Service. In this video, we're going to talk about the performance calculator. So that can be found under the tools menu, performance calculator. The purpose of this tool is to allow you to, research, and well, it's to help with research, but also just getting an idea of cost projection analysis, as well as what you think your return on investment will be for a potential rental property. If you're like me and you like numbers and just playing around with numbers and everything, this is a great tool to just kind of see how things work, as far as, if I want to invest in this particular rental property, how profitable will it be, comparing one against the other, stuff like that, right? So creating a new performance record, we just create a nickname. I don't know why Scotiabank's showing up, but let's just say it's, new investment property. Let's say it's a house. The monthly rent is, let's just say it's $1,500. Now we're going to talk about mortgage payments. I'm just going to pick some random numbers. Don't worry about if these numbers make sense for your market or not. Every market's different. I'm in Winnipeg at the moment, and houses are a little less expensive here. But if you're in Vancouver or Toronto or some other big market, this will look completely off. But anyway, I'm going to purchase something for $300,000. We're going to do a 20% down payment, so that would be $60,000. And let's say our closing costs are, let's just say $5,000. So the amount mortgaged is $245. So it's basically the purchase price minus the down payment plus the closing costs. This is assuming if you didn't mortgage your closing costs, just put 0 here, because this is figuring out how much you're mortgaging. Now we've got our interest rate. Let's just say it's 3%. Interest term is 5 years and a 25-year amortization. So your monthly payment is $1,161.82. Your average principal, so just to give you an idea what this means, is over the period of the interest term, so over 5 years, the average amount of principal that you're paying per payment is $591.86, and that's the same for the interest. The average interest is $569.96. Now, of course, we know that interest is front-loaded, so the first couple of years you're paying more interest and less principal, and then the next 3 years maybe that kind of switches, or at least the principal starts to go up and the interest starts to go down. I suppose that's a better way to put that. But this is just telling you the average over the interest term here. So it kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking at on average over the next 5 years. So your real costs are $569 for interest, right? This is debt pay down, which is good. And then we've got our expenses. We've got our monthly property tax. Now just remember, this is monthly. This is not annual. So let's just say our monthly property tax is $200 a month. Utilities, the tenant will take care of that. Insurance, let's say $75 a month. Maintenance, we want to put $50 in the pot. Let's say that. Vacancy is a percentage. So if you wanted to account for a 10% vacancy, you put 10 here, right? And what that does is that takes your monthly rent, and you need a monthly rent in order to put this number in. It'll take the monthly rent and multiply that by 10%, which is 150. And so that's why this number, if it was 0, it was 325. And then if we put 10% vacancy, that's 475. So it just allows you to budget for vacancy. Management, let's say you're using Streamline Landlord Service and you're only paying a little bit for our services, instead of using a property manager, or if you're a property manager, those are your own expenses internally. So let's just budget something small, like 25 for now. Exterior care, let's say that's left up to the tenant, and miscellaneous, it's always good to throw $50 in there. So we've got a total of 550 expenses. Now down here we can see our cash flow. So, and of course I just put in random numbers here, so maybe that won't work out so well, but at $1,500 a month rent, we've got $550 in expenses minus $1,162 in mortgage payments. Our total cash flow is actually negative $212. well, that's no good, so we'll just go ahead and, if only it was this easy in real life, just go ahead and, well, that's still not good. Let's say 1850. Why not? There we go. $100 a month, no problem. Now, what this box here is we also wanted to factor in inflation, right? Because as we know, inflation happens. We're all feeling it in the economy right now, and it's just a reality we have to deal with. So one thing we can say is, all right, our property value is currently $300,000. What we can do is we can say, well, in Manitoba at least, we can do an annual rent increase of about 2%. So the monthly rent in 2 years, or sorry, in 5 years, after, this is after the interest period, is going to be $2,043. Now let's say, that's if you kept the same tenant in there, but let's say rents across the board increased at something like 5% per year. Now in 5 years, you've got $2,361. That's your monthly rent for the same house, right? That's just if it increased 5% per year. And then, of course, you can do the same thing with the annual house price increase. Let's just say that increased 5%. Your property value is going to go up here to $382. Your loan balance stays the same, so your equity changes massively, right? So we're going to do more on this performance calculator. I want to add cash on cash return to show that. But this is basically a tool that you can use to see how well one particular property would compare at a certain rate versus another, and that helps you make financial decisions. If you have any comments or suggestions for this tool or any others, please don't hesitate to reach out at support@streamlinels.com. Thank you.